check this out. And what's happening is this. Let's say you're 17 and you go out to party and mama tell you had your ass back to 12. What they don't tell you is when you turn 18, the house that you're living in, based on your grandfather, has left the house to you. And when you turn 18, you ain't got to have your ass back in the house. Because motherfucker, it's your house. And they don't tell you that when you turn 18, and you still running in the damn house. And they forgot to tell you that the house is yours. You tell them to get the hell out. Well, it's the same thing with a group of entities. There's a group of entities, which is the gods of creation. They call Yahweh in Hebrew. They call Zeus in Greece. They call Ra in Egypt. That's the demiurge. You got to go to the coffin text. There's a difference between Ra and Amun-Ra. Amun-Ra. Ra is an entity called the demiurge. That's the sun, which is the hologram, which is a subordinate deity. And I'm going to give you an example. You go to the coffin text. The coffin text, there's fragments still left behind. They tell you the story. You can get it in a book called The Daily Life of Egyptian Gods by, I think, a woman called Deatra Meeks, M-E-A-K-S. Just put it. All you need is that last name, Meeks. Daily Life, the only thing you need is the title to The Daily Life of the Egyptian Gods, is the name of the book. And in there, they printed a piece of the coffin text that talks about Ra, that he was old, and he invited the gods to dinner. And when the gods got to dinner, he swallowed them up. Now, you break that down on the metaphysical level of what happened to us is, we were gods, and then we got trapped into the physical realm, and we got covered over into the physical body. So the earth has several variations of existence. We were on one level, and we were these gods that had more access to the universe. Then the vibratory rate slowed down, and we became more and more cased and dense in the physical bodies. And then this brain grew over us, which had another intelligence in it, and we started thinking that we were the physical bodies. Well, Ra, in the same story in the coffin text, when he invited the gods to the dinner, and he swallowed them up, it's the same mystery of a demiurge deity that was getting old and didn't want the ones that's coming to rule. And he swallowed them up and bound them and encased them more and more into a physical body and put a physical brain over them. If it wasn't so, another text, Isis or Aset comes and poisons his ass and kills him. That's in one of the texts. That's even in Budge's Osiris books. Osiris, the Egyptian Resurrection by E. Wallace Budge. It's even in that. One of the books you need to get, we talk is the Dictionary of Ancient Deities. When you look up Isis in there, it's in there. Now what does that mean? That means that that's a demiurge figure. The demiurge is a group of entities that came and set up this particular creation, botched the job, and had some co-conspirators, and trapped souls in it. Meanwhile, the Great Mother had to come in and take the energy of the souls and put the right energy in it. The same story of Prometheus stealing fire from the gods and giving it to man. Or it's also Ptah comes in and he cuts up the choice body parts and the choice meats to put into man and fashion man so man can be God on earth. So on one aspect is being trapped, an entity, these souls being trapped, and the other aspect is there had to be something above this particular creation that had to be filtered in and took a process to manifest so it can clean this creation from inside out. Now, clean this creation from inside out. The mystery here is those groups of people who trapped us here are called demiurge figures. They are the gods of the creation, and there's a family fight going on. They don't want us to rise. So let me explain to you. You will hear that God loves you. God loves you. Now, he does love you as a human, of the gods. So there's a group of gods that love you as long as you decide to be a human. Whenever you get to the level where you're going to the God level, these certain entities that don't want you to rise will come against you. Well, thus what happened to me. They played tricks with me all through the 90s, and I was able to escape them. I knew what the demiurge was, but I was listening to them in these mystical texts, and they had all these names, Adar, Yahweh, and all these particular ones that were gods of the old that weren't around anymore. And then in 2001, it got so bad, I was making such gains until the motherfuckers had to show up themselves. And it was 4 of them. Legba, Ogun, Shango, and Obatala. And they showed up and they said, look, we don't even like fucking humans in the aspect of, we like you if you stay humble to us, but when you try to rise yourself up, we got problems. So it's a family fight. It's like a group of entities that will play games with you and all this kind of thing. It might give you the best life as a human. But whenever you decide that you want to wake up, then they got problems with that, because that means that you are going to rule the heaven.